You dropped weight, you cleaned up your diet, you've been lifting, walking, and ticking every box, but your belly, still hanging on like nothing has changed. Here's the uncomfortable truth about why it's always the last to go, and more importantly, how to finally lose it for good. I'm Adam, I coach people who are done with hacks, fads, and second guessing. If your lower stomach hasn't budged, despite doing everything right, this video is for you. Let's get into it. So why does belly fat hang on when everything else is shrinking? You've got two types of fat around your midsection. Visceral fat, the deep stuff wrapped around organs. It's dangerous, yes, but it actually responds quickly once you clean up your eating and move more. Then there's subcutaneous fat, the pinchable layer just under the skin. That's the stubborn kind, the stuff that never seems to go. So why won't this fat budge? It's loaded with alpha-2 receptors, your body's built-in brakes for fat burning. It also gets terrible blood flow, so it's harder for your body to tap into that for fuel. That's why your jawline sharpens, your arms start popping, and your belly barely moves. Most plans don't prepare you for this bit. Your body doesn't see this fat as excess. It sees it as insurance, a survival stash. Biology protects it, genetics double down, and evolution whispers, you might need this someday. Until you're consistent enough, long enough, that your body has no choice but to finally let go. This is where most people get blindsided. They've lost weight, their clothes fit better, friends are starting to notice, and they think, just 5 more pounds and I'll see my abs, but they're not 5 pounds away. They're 30, maybe 40, because your body doesn't pick and choose where fat disappears. It takes the easy stuff first. Face, arms, chest, the belly, last in line. Menno Henselmans put it plainly, fat distribution is mostly genetic. You don't get to decide where it comes off first. Some guys have fully visible abs at 15%, other guys have to push past 12, sometimes even under 10. So when people say abs are made in a kitchen, they're only half right. Abs are built in a gym, revealed in a kitchen, but earned through consistency long after most people quit. Let's talk about something no one wants to hear. How long fat loss actually takes. Say you're starting around 25% body fat, you want to get to that 10 to 15% range where your abs show in any lighting without gym pump tricks. On paper, it sounds doable. 1 to 2 pounds per week of fat loss for a minimum of 4 to 6 months. But here's the part that catches nearly everyone off guard. The leaner you get, the harder it gets. Leptin drops, so hunger ramps up. Ghrelin and cortisol spike, so you feel stressed, edgy, constantly thinking about food. And your NEAT, those subtle movements that quietly burn calories, that slows down too, even if you're doing everything right. Steps tracked, meals logged, training dialed in, your body quietly downshifts how many calories it burns. That's why you hear this all the time. I'm barely eating anything and still stuck. They're not making excuses. Their metabolism isn't broken. They don't need a metabolic reset. Their body is just doing exactly what it evolved to do. Hold on to that belly fat for as long as possible. Let me tell you about Dave. By week 6, he was frustrated. He was ticking every box, steps, deficit, protein, weights, but that belly fat still there. So he zoomed out, his face leaner, his arms starting to pop, his chest clearly tighter. Fat was coming off, just not where he was obsessing. But Dave stayed consistent. By month 3, the belly started shrinking. By month 5, it was gone. This is where most people tap out. If Dave had quit at week 6, he would have missed the moment his body finally gave in. Most people don't quit because it's not working. They quit right before it does. If you're tired of guessing and ready to start, I built a free 5-day course that will walk you through the exact steps to kickstart fat loss the smart way. No fads, no starvation, just the stuff that actually works. Links in the description. Here's what almost no one tells you, and it's the part that flips the script. At first, your body resists fat loss with everything it's got. Hunger ramps up, energy dips, your body slows itself down to fight the deficit. But stick with it long enough and something surprising happens. As your overall body fat drops, blood flow to your belly fat increases, and that makes it easier for your body to finally access the fat it's been hoarding. What used to feel like chipping away at concrete now starts to crack. The longer you stay in the game, the more efficient your body gets. Not just at burning fat in general, but at targeting the stuff that's been stuck the longest. That's the twist most people never see. Your first few months feel brutal, but just when most people quit, the real change begins. So how do you finally lose belly fat without burning out or giving up? Let's start with this. There's no hack, there's no magic food, no pill that rewrites biology, but there is a method, and it works if you give it enough time for your body to stop fighting back. It's not fast, it's not flashy, which is exactly why most people skip it. But this simple, no-nonsense approach, it's how my clients get lean while everyone else is still chasing shortcuts. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. And research shows even nutrition pros underestimate by 20 to 30%. You don't have to track forever, but until the scale consistently moves, it's worth knowing what a real deficit looks like. For your daily calories, start with 10 to 12 times your body weight in pounds, then adjust based on actual results. Too low, you're moody, drained, and your training tanks. Too high, nothing changes and you just wonder if it's just your genetics. That middle ground, that's your sustainability threshold, the sweet spot where fat loss happens without making your life miserable. Because when you cut too hard, here's what happens. Leptin tanks, ghrelin spikes, cortisol rises, NEAT crashes. You're not failing, your biology's protecting you. So give your body a plan it can stick to. That's how fat loss sticks around. Protein, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound your body weight per day. Think of it like scaffolding. You're tearing down fat, but without enough protein, you're also tearing down the muscle underneath. That's why people end up looking smaller, but not sharper. Protein tells your body, burn the fat, not the frame. And bonus, it helps kill cravings. Eat enough of it and you'll stop picking at food like a raccoon at 2 a.m. Fiber, 14 grams per 1,000 calories. No one brags about fiber, but it's usually the difference between sticking to a diet and losing it by Thursday. No fiber and your deficit quietly turns into a snack negotiation. Not to tone, not to burn calories, to signal to your body, keep the muscle, burn the fat. Muscle protects your metabolism slightly, shapes your physique, improves your body's ability to use carbs, and keeps you from looking flat as the fat comes off. You don't need to train daily. You do need to train with purpose. Track your lifts, push your progress, focus on strength, not sweat or your heart rate. Most people need 2 to 4 focus sessions a week, 45 to 60 minutes, not heroic, but consistent. Because if you're not training like you want to keep the muscle, you probably won't. Walking doesn't torch calories, but it quietly solves a lot of fat loss problems. It boosts NEAT, lowers cortisol, curbs appetite, improves digestion, and doesn't wreck your recovery like HIIT often does. Eric Trexler called walking the most underrated fat loss tool we have. He's right, 10,000 steps isn't magic. It's just measurable and it adds up. You don't need a fancy plan, just shoes, movement, and consistency. Less than 7 hours sleep, you're playing the game on hard. Ghrelin rises, leptin drops, cravings spike, cortisol climbs. And with all that fatigue, your movement tanks, your motivation crashes. So does your decision making. Even if your training is solid and your diet's tight, fat loss will feel a fair bit harder when recovery is off. You're not soft, you're just sleep deprived. Think of sleep as a tool, not a treat. Cool room, dark curtains, no screens before bed. It's not about feeling fresh. It's about making fat loss less of a grind. Your body is changing, but not where you want it yet. That's by design. Most people quit before the belly catches up. Stay in it and you'll outlast the part that stalls everyone else. You can't spot reduce to any noticeable degree, but you can spot reveal once the fat's gone. A 2017 study showed that 10 weeks of proper ab training significantly increased the muscle thickness, especially in erectus abdominis and obliques. What does that mean for you? Your abs show through sooner as you lean out. But forget endless crunches or weird circuits. Train abs like any other muscle group. Heavy, progressive, consistent. Use moves like weighted cable crunches and hanging leg raises. Then let your diet do the revealing. Fat loss feels slow because your body's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Protect you. That belly fat, it's not clinging on because you're broken or doing something wrong. It's clinging on because your biology sees it as emergency fuel, the last line of defense. That's why it goes last. Your timeline and your body's timeline, almost never the same. You don't need another calculator. You don't need another supplement promising overnight abs. You need a plan you can stick to, even when motivation ghosts you. A system that works on the days you'd rather not show up. The people who lose the belly fat for good, they're not genetically gifted. They're just done quitting. They track effort, not just weight. They zoom out when results stall. They stick with it long enough for their body to stop fighting and finally let go. Not because they pushed harder, but because they stayed in the game longer. No hype, just results that last. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most, because most people quit the video just like they quit the process, a little too soon. But if something clicked for you today, if this finally felt like the answer you've been searching for, then don't just nod along, act. Hit subscribe. I'm not here to sell you shortcuts. I'm here to give you the tools, truth, and a plan that actually works long term. And if you're done guessing, spinning your wheels, ready to be coached through the entire process, click the link in the description and apply for coaching. We'll build a plan that fits your real life, so this is the last time you have to start over. And if you want to make sure that lean, defined set of abs is ready when the belly fat goes, click the video on screen right now. That's your next step. Have the best day, and I'll see you there.